Hello, hello, everyone. Just gonna get this up. So, hello, everyone. This is Lisa Khera from In Balance Pilates. I want to thank Stephanie so much for inviting me into the group tonight. It's so awesome to be here. Her and I are friends from our mastermind Win on Repeat. That's how we met together in some online personal development. Hey, Krista, it's so great to see you as well, fellow Win on Repeaters. So I'm really happy to be here tonight. Again, my name is Lisa Khera, and I am here from In Balance Pilates. And I have taught Pilates for 21 years. So I originally got into it because of a back injury. So I had a back injury, and that's why I started taking Pilates. I had herniated disc, bulging disc, stenosis at 23, and it hurt to sit, it hurt to do all these things. So that's why I got into Pilates, and then fell in love with it so much, decided to open a brick and mortar, and I had my studio In Balance Pilates for 11 years at the time, and then I ended up getting a head injury. I had a brain injury, so the brick and mortar that I had, I ended up downsizing it and moving my studio to my home, and then as well offering stuff online. So I now have Pilates sessions online, breathing exercise courses, guided meditations, and then some other things I do on the side as well. So definitely love being self-employed. As I said, have been an instructor for over 20 years, and I just love the flexibility, no pun intended, of Pilates, and just the how much it allows you to be in the moment. So sometimes we get so busy and we're trying to do something and we're trying to be mindful, but we get so distracted with the grocery list or what we have to cook next or that next project that's due or a work call or whatever the case may be. But I find with Pilates, because you are so focused on when you're breathing in, when you're breathing out, what's going on with various joints in your body, so how your neck is positioned, your back. It doesn't leave a lot of room for thinking about all those other cluttery things. So it's a very great mindful movement, similar to yoga in that way, that they both have those benefits of a mindful based practice. And it's so good for stability and endurance, so joint stability, endurance, and then as well, like I find anytime you're even doing any other weight training, using the Pilates breath, or even just any heavy lifting at home, using the Pilates breath to give you that stability and that strength, kind of really setting up the core, is a really great way to help protect your back and just get you thinking of moving ergonomically correct, and using the right amount of energy as we do things, as we lift, and as we do things functionally. So Pilates is fantastic for that. It goes along really well with the rehab. So if you're seeing a physiotherapist and they have you on an exercise plan, it's something that complements that rehab program really well. So I invite you, if you're curious about Pilates, get in touch with me. I would love to chat all things posture and Pilates. And my studio is In Balance Pilates Studio on Facebook. So happy to connect there. So you may have seen the PDF that I created for you for this training with the breathing exercises, that I dropped the PDF in the link there in the group. So you can always go back to this. There's also another video in this PDF that goes through the exercises as well. So as I said, I've been teaching Pilates for 20 years, so the teacher in me likes to hit things visually and written as well, because some people hear things and it just makes sense that way. Some people, you're learning that auditory way, you need it visual. It really just depends. So it's nice to do it both ways. So as I said, get in touch, reach out if you have any questions. Pilates. And as you go through this handout here tonight, I have one thing here that says, let the breath be your anchor. So for some people, the word anchor can have negative connotations, but I'm inviting you to use it as letting the breath and using that breath as a tool to really anchor you in, to ground you in. If you're ever having those moments where you're feeling extremely stressed or you're feeling a lot of tension in your neck and shoulders and your body, sinking into that breath work just to alleviate that tension can be a really, really instant way to access those calming tools. So finding different ways to just focus on the breath, and we're going to go through some of the different exercises tonight, and then it'll just give you those tools to have that quick access if you're in the grocery store line and you're feeling stressed because you're suddenly thinking about the 10 million things you have to do. If you're in a stressful appointment, I remember I'd had a hip injury, and then just being having to do the MRI, and it was a longer one. I'll tell you one of the exercises I had done in here that really helped throughout that process to keep me calm, as I just laid in that thing trying to stay still. So depending on what stresses we have going on, if you're stuck in traffic and that's, you're in a rush and you're trying to get somewhere else and you know that your neck is tensing up and your shoulders are tensing up, or you're in a stressful meeting and you're having to deal with someone or a situation that causes you a little bit of tension, knowing how to anchor into this calming breath can really save the day in more than one ways. So I invite you to think about that breath and using that breath as your anchor. So the first breathing exercise that we're going to go through right now is on page 5, and it is the pursed lip Pilates breath. So as I mentioned, if you are doing any heavy lifting, if you're at the gym lifting weights and doing other things, if you're doing your hip program and there's those parts where you really need extra oomph and power, the breath can really provide you with that assistance. So aside from it really helping out to contract those deep core stabilizing muscles, one of which being transversus abdominis. So that is the muscle that wraps around your waist like a girdle, and its job is to pull in around your waist, and it pulls in around, it kind of draws in around your abdominal contents. So it's that feeling of pulling your belly button in towards your spine, that feeling of drawing the navel into your spine, but without it taking your low back out of what we call neutral. So neutral being having those natural curves of your spine. You're not too arched, nor you're not too flat and like kind of sinking into the couch, if you think of the end of the day there. So that way. So that's one thing that, as I said, you're thinking about breathing in. So as we inhale, we're going to think of inhaling in through our nose, filling up the backs and sides of your ribs. So it's almost like you think of these lower lobes of your lungs. I like to think, if you think of your rib cage almost moving like an accordion. So as you inhale, your ribs are opening out to the sides, and as you exhale, your rib cage is gently gliding back in. So that inhale to open, exhale to glide back in. So the reason we're thinking about those ribs gliding back together is our obliques attach on the rib cage. So as we're trying to just kind of knit those ribs back in together, that's engaging your obliques to help that co-contraction come in. And then in through the nose, filling up the backs and sides of the ribs. Best thing to think of on the exhale when we're using our Pilates breath or that stabilizing breath, we want to think of breathing out through a straw. So it's kind of like you're blowing out candles, you're blowing out through a straw. It's that audible breath, that audible forced out breath. Reason being, with transversus abdominis, when you force those, do a forced out expiration, that's what helps engage the transversus abdominis to draw in around your waist. So again, I was saying it doesn't cause you to tilt or flex your spine, bringing it out of that neutral position and causing your back to be in flexion. You're able to maintain those natural curves of your spine and just think of those abdominals gently drawing in around the waist. So that's that. So inhale through the nose, filling up the backs and sides of your ribs, thinking of that accordion, and then exhale, gliding your ribs back in and forcing that air out. So that is that pursed lip breath. It's that forced out expiration. Try it. You can even put it with, let's say, if you're doing like a bicep curl, inhale to prepare, exhale, inhale to release, exhale, tricep, inhale to prepare, inhale in, exhale, so that you're using the exhale on that effort. Okay, exhale on the effort, exhale on the exertion, exhale to draw that navel into your spine and to really give your back that support and your whole spine, right? Just sending support through your hips, spine, pelvis that way. So in through the nose, exhale through the mouth, out through the pursed lip. Practice drawing that belly button in around your waist. Practice doing it in neutral. So whether you're lying on your back, in sitting, standing, on all fours, being sure that as you go into that position, that you're not tilting to get there. You're able to, as I said, keep those natural curves in your spine, drawing that in. If you think of your hip bones and your pubic bone, if you're laying down, being level. So again, you're not tipping or dipping one way or the other. And that's just to encourage that neutral spine, trying to find that stability in that optimal position, because it is said to be the most shock absorbing position versus if you're kind of sitting flexed and slouching into the couch, not as good for the shock absorbing of the spine. So that is number one, the pursed lip breath, Pilates breath, and you're going to use that whether you're doing Pilates, whether you're heavy lifting at home, whether you're at the gym working out, incorporating that pursed lip breath to activate those deep stabilizing abdominals, transversus abdominis. That's that. So our next one, breath number 2, that was more in terms of an exercise approach. This one is word breath. So word breath is just using imagery to visualize and set those intentions for our mind, our body, our soul, all of the things, right? This technique uses imagery or word or focus words and phrases to think about with each breath. So again, you're going to lie down comfortably or do this seated comfortably, and you are just simply focusing on a word. So let's say you're really stressed out, you're stuck in traffic and part of you is fuming. You can inhale and exhale calm. So you're just thinking of that word calm. Inhale calm, exhale calm. Inhale, get there on time. Exhale and not in a rush, right? So you're just focusing on a phrase, focusing on a word that's going to bring you into that intention that you want to set in that moment. So utilize these tools to give yourself that power and that confidence that whatever you need to face in the day, you can quickly turn it around because you have this power inside of you. The breath is the most powerful thing, and just taking that stance that you have got this, right? You truly have got this. You can decide to take that moment, step back, take a breath, right? You think of if someone is at home and they've, I don't know, spilt everything, and there's that moment of you that's like, you want to just have a moment. For you to be able to stop yourself and turn around and take a breath before you express those feelings that are maybe just coming up in a hot minute, right? In a hot mess. So being able to really catch yourself and know, I am in control, I am confident, in control, and in power here, because I can take that ownership of my emotional temperature, right? So word breath. So inhale and combine your deep breath with imagery and a focus word. You can use any words that suit you. Peace, calm, health, love. Imagine the air you exhale washes away any tension and anxiety. So really visualizing that we're able to release and let go of anything that no longer serves us. That is a big one. And every day we should be checking in with, what what is no longer serving us? What can we release? What old habits and patterns can we let go of? What, where can we step forward into a new day with new outlook and just that new lease on life, right? Truly knowing that we are also blessed to have woken up today. So grounding breath, this is number 3. And again, grounding, oh my goodness, depending on the time of year or the day or what's going on, whether you have a big deal that you're about to close, huge meeting that you're about to go into, something with your children, with your family, with life, and you need that extra grounding, right? Sometimes we feel it in our body when we know we're not feeling grounded. Some of us are very in tune with whether it's stomach upset or tension in the head, tension in the body. Something just feels off, where we're all in tune with things differently. But knowing when we need to come back down, get our 2 feet on the floor, and really feel that grounding is a big key to just that self-awareness, harnessing that emotional intelligence, and gaining that inner strength, so that again you can gain that power when you know that you need to calm down. You can get those inner tools inside yourself. So for this one gives you the tools actually of setting that framework for meditation and breath work. So with this one, with your grounding breath, I invite you to sit comfortably with your feet on the ground. Notice your posture and lengthen your spine. Often a nice thing to think of is if you think of a string lengthening you up through your head, lengthening you up all the way through your spine, just to give you that visual of getting taller, even being able to visualize extra space between your vertebrae so that you're just taking that tension off, lengthening the spine. And you want to take some full relaxing breaths here. And I want you to imagine an anchor. So as you're sitting there and you're just going to get tall through your body, feel both feet on the ground, right? Feel that length in your spine, both feet on the ground. And I want you to take a couple breaths. So you're inhaling, filling up the back, and exhaling, just clearing out that tension in your neck. And then we'll do another one like that. So deep breath in, filling up the backs and sides of the ribs, and just exhaling out any tension. And then you can start to think about a cord, a nice big grounded cord that's going from your tailbone all the way down into the ground. And I want you to start to visualize that cord is going all the way down into the earth, attaching at the very, very center of the earth. So it's attached very firmly. It's very strong. Things are moving through that cord very freely. It's nice and open. And then just take another breath there, feeling that length, feeling that grounding, the contact with all parts of your feet on the floor. And then again, with this breath, inhaling it into the back. And with your exhale, I want you to visualize any tension that you have from the day, and that you're just letting that tension go down the cord, all the way down into the ground. So again, we're inhaling, filling up the backs and sides of the ribs without any tension in the neck. And with each exhale, visualizing any tensions of the day melting down, dropping down the cord, and going all the way down into the center of the earth. Knowing that the earth is ready and able to take all of that negative tension away, so you can freely let go of all of that negative energy and just feel it sending down that cord and into the earth. And we'll just wrap that one up. So again, deep breath in, filling up the backs and sides of your ribs. And with that exhale, letting go of any tension, letting it drop down that cord. And we'll just finish that grounding breath off. I just wanted to give you a quick taste of that one. But again, using these for whether you've had a day where you're feeling pain in your body, you're feeling tension in your body, if you've had any emotional upset or stress, whatever it is that you need to let go of, really visualizing it sending down into the earth, leaving your body, getting out of your energy field, leaving you clear and fresh. So that's a really great one just to sink into whatever you really need to use it for. And this next one is called Equal Breath, number 4. We're on page 8. This one is amazing for times of anxiety. Sometimes when you are caught up in the heat of anxiety, you need those tangible things to hold on to and know what's real, right? So sometimes they will teach you to just focus on your breath being a certain amount of time. So with equal breath, you could say, let's say you're going to inhale for 5 counts and exhale for 5 counts. So it's just giving the brain that time to take attention to thinking of the timing, so that it's a great distraction for those moments where you are, whether the thoughts are racing, the mind is racing, just those moments of stress. So take the time to, I'm doing this equal breath, inhale the same amount, exhale the same amount. So again, sitting comfortably, feeling equal weight on both sides of the pelvis, feeling equal weight down through your feet. Again, focusing on things feeling symmetrical and equal in your body. So you're just carrying it through to that timing of the breath as well. And this one focuses on making your inhales and exhales the same length, so that again the brain is just directed to focus on the timing to take your mind away from the stressful event. So again, they can sound so simple, but in the moment when you really are trained to stop, drop, and breathe, it in this intentional way where you know that you're giving yourself that internal power to take control of the situation, take control of your emotions, in control of your mind, all of that. This next one, number 5, is one of my favorites. This was inspired from back in the day of Go Team. If anyone was in Go Team Academy with Danelle, and way back in the day with Danelle Delgado. So now many of us are in Win on Repeat. This one I made up called the 3 Wins Breath. Wins, because we're all winning. Woo! This technique focuses on making your inhales and your exhales your personal cheering squad. Woo! So what I invite you to do, and I have a sheet in here as well with, I'll just show you what it looks like later on in the handout, where there's a spot to write down some answers. So with this one, with your 3 wins breath, your small wins, 3 wins breath, your big wins. So for the big wins and small wins, again, you can sit or lay down, whatever is most comfortable. On the inhale, I want you to focus on some of your small wins that you've had, and you could have already taken the time to write down some of your small wins and some of your big, huge wins, like talent, woo, reaching for the stars, okay? So think about your small wins, think about your big wins, and this whole breath exercise is all about those wins. So inhale, think of the small wins. Exhales, think of the big wins. And this is just what you're doing. You're taking the time to sit down, breathe, focus on your wins. Maybe you've written them out before. Maybe it's something that you do weekly. Maybe you've just done your Win on Repeat homework and you've written out your 90 wins and talents and assets, whatever that may be. It's a great one. And continue focusing on all your wins over the years, big and small. Cheer for them all, right? Cheer. So 3 wins breath. Cheer for everything going on in your life. That's one of my favorites. We're now on page 9. Hello, if you're joining us. And we're going to number 6, the gratitude breath. So many of you in here are already Stephanie's got you into the wonderful practice of daily gratitude, of writing out what you are grateful for. every day. And so, with this gratitude breath, you are just focusing on those gratitudes. So, as you inhale and as you exhale, you are just expressing that gratitude. So, in your mind, having it in a thought, inhale, exhale, expressing gratitude. You can either say it under your breath, you can just think it in your mind. But again, you're taking that designated time to sit with yourself, to quiet the mind, calm the body, do something very productive for your health, get calm and centered through the nervous system. And again, writing out that gratitude list, always focus on what you're thankful and grateful for. In this, on page 9 here, I have a link in pink to another free training called Gratitude, Goals, Pilates, and Posture. So if you want to check that out, it's a video training and a PDF. That's there just to get you thinking more again about gratitudes, goals, posture, all the things. So that's there if you want to head there and grab it. You just have to pop your name and email in, and that will be sent to your inbox. And as well, if you, I have created some really fantastic meditations at one of my favorite beaches in Canada. I'm here in Canada. And if you want one of those free meditations, you can go to my website. So inbalancepilates.ca/app sumo sunset. So APPSUMO sunset. And when you go there, you can get a download for one of the sunset meditations, and it's beautiful beach sounds, beach view. The camera set up at the beach view, and you can hear the nature sounds, guided meditation. So I invite you to grab that. I can drop the link for where to grab that in the bottom there in the comments. So, breath intentions, number 7. Again, this one is just helping you focus on setting those intentions. And if you are not yet in the habit of waking up and intentionally setting your intentions for the day, how do you want to show up? How do you want to radiate? What energy do you want to share out in the world? Really checking in with yourself on what's going up and what's going on, and how you want to show up, and who you are ready and able to serve, right? Setting that intention. So breath intention, simple as that. Inhale, and as you exhale, you're focusing on that intention that you've set for the day. And it could be a thought that represents your ideal self, and you want to deeply focus on a thought that represents you as your ideal self, or picture yourself. If you've got a big job interview coming up, you want to visualize that you've landed that big deal, that job, that deal, that contract. If you have something going on with your children, and again, you want to set the intention that that thing went absolutely amazingly. Use the breath, use the time, use that power of visualization, law of attraction, to really add some extra oomph and energy behind what's going on in your life. And the next one is number 8. We're on page 10, the 3-dimensional breath. So I mentioned this a little bit before with that pursed lip breathing. Again, wonderful for getting things moving in the lungs, for deep breathing, and for whether it's for calming, getting extra oxygenation to the blood. Helps carry out toxins when you're helping with that oxygenation of the blood. So with that 3-dimensional breath, again, you think of your rib cage, and you think of the breath coming in and filling up the backs and sides of your ribs, filling up the lower lobes of your lungs. So really thinking as you inhale into that 3-dimensional accordion, thinking of that breath filling up various areas of your lungs, right? So again, if you've gone through anything in the last year where breath has been affected and things are still lingering, still working on coughing, laughing, and deep breathing exercises to help keep things moving and all of that stuff. So any exercises you've been prescribed along those lines, keep them up, keep going with them. And again, with the 3-dimensional breath, it's that inhale through the nose, filling up the backs and sides of the ribs. exhale, gliding the ribs back in like an accordion. So it's just to facilitate that deeper breath pattern. Sometimes when we're really carrying a lot of stress and tension, we sometimes don't even realize how much our shoulders are tensed up by the ears. And sometimes we're like, every time you inhale, your shoulders are tensing up and you have a lot of neck issues. So being able to breathe deeper into the lower lobes of the lungs, avoid any of that unnecessary chest breathing, that shallow breathing, and just get it to go deeper into the lower lobes of the lungs. So number 9, we're almost through. Number 9 are another one of my favorites. Whether you are writing these down, visualizing them, using them in times of stress, in times of crisis, in times of pure joy, love, whatever it is, I am breaths. The I am statement is one of the most powerful statements that there is, right? I am power statement. So one of the things I was saying before, when I was in that, I had to do that one appointment and it was taking a really long time and I had to stay very still and I had to get my mind focused. The I am breaths. So it's simple as that. I am amazing. I am bold. I am calm. I am determined. You can start at A and go all the way through to Z with your I am. So I am A, I am B, I am C. Go all the way through. Again, it makes your brain focus on the alphabet, the saying the I ams. Very focused, very intentional that way. So again, if you need something to break that if you need that pattern interrupt, whether it's thoughts that are racing in your mind or tension in your body, telling yourself, okay, this is my chance to breathe, this is my chance to get that internal calm, slow things down, tell myself everything's going to work out, everything's figure outable, all the things, whatever your phrase is. But yes, the I am statement. So take the time to both write out your I am statements and meditate on your I am statements, write them everywhere, have them on your post-it notes everywhere, and then as well play around with that breath. So get comfortable as you're laying down, maybe laying down on your back, everything's feeling nice and comfortable and relaxed, and just with your inhale you can think I am, and then as you exhale think of the word. Okay, so again, another good one on that sheet that I have in here where you can write stuff out. I also have a spot for the I am statement, so you can really play around with those. Play around with those. They're such a big help for just anchoring things in. And then the next one is the breath for peace, healing, protection, and community. We're going to go over that one. And the last one, we'll go through that because we'll actually go through it. But the last one is the bonus one. But again, this one's probably one that you should do every day, even though it's a bonus one. It probably should be number 1. It's the most important. It is our heart breath. And oh my goodness, I think so many of us, at all times in our life, but especially right now, I'm not sure if you're craving more love, whether it's just that feeling of love just on the whole planet, everywhere, love within ourselves, love for our neighbor, community, all the things, right? So with the heart breath, all you need to do on this is placing your hands on your heart, and that intentional act of placing your hands on your heart, focusing on love, focusing on life, love, all things beautiful that way, and just focusing on feeling love radiating into your body. You can inhale, feeling that love radiate and fill up your body, and as you exhale, sending that love out to everyone around you. So it's a very quick and easy way if you're having a moment where you really just need to hold on to that breath and find that anchor. Hands to heart, deep breaths in, let it all out, relax all that tension, and just focus on feeling that internal love, right? It's such an important one. So, and then what we can do as well is go through. I just want to make sure no one had put anything here that I need to check on our comments or anything. Sometimes when you're going in someone else's group, you don't always see all the comments. So I'll definitely make sure that I circle back and check out if anyone had any questions or comments. I would like you to let me know in the comments, though, if you have done any Pilates before. If you've done any Pilates before, put a 1 in the comments. And if you have ever done any Pilates reformer, put a 2 in the comments. I'm curious if anyone has done that. And then, as I mentioned, definitely go grab that sunset meditation. I would love to share that with you because you can just get nice and relaxed, lay back, sit down, lay back, whatever's best, and either watch the view or close your eyes and just listen to the beach sounds and the guided meditation. And I'll drop that link into here, into the group. So for now, let's just do this last breath, the number 10, the breath for peace, healing, protection, and community. So let's get right into that. So get into a comfortable position. You could do this seated, you can do this laying down, whatever is most comfortable for you. So we're going to use this breathing exercise to focus on peace, healing, love, and community around us, sending it out to everywhere within us and around us. So as I mentioned, just take that moment to get comfortable, feel that length in your spine. As you breathe in, just clearing out any tension. So inhaling, filling up the lower lobes of the lungs. Exhaling, releasing any tension out through the body. And then again, you want to take that deep breath in. And exhale, just releasing any unwanted tension. And we'll do one more there. So deep breath in, feeling that length through the spine, just getting anchored through the body, and exhaling it out. And on this inhale, just feel all parts of your feet anchored down into the floor. And as you breathe out, feeling that length go right up through the spine as well. So down through the legs as you inhale, and exhale, feeling that length up through your spine as well. And then again, just take another deep breath in. And exhale it out. And then with each breath cycle, I want you to just inhale no tension and exhale that peace, love, and healing, and visualize that it's being sent out all around you. So you're exhaling, sending that love and peace out below you. And then as you breathe out, just breathing out that energy above you, so sending that love and peace above you. And again, inhale, filling up through the body. And as you breathe out, sending that love out all around you. Again, inhaling that peace and love in. Exhale, sending peace and love out to yourself. And again, breath in, feeling no tension in your neck and shoulders, no tension in your back. On that exhale, sending that peace and love out to your neighbors. And again, filling up the body, radiating that love energy. Exhaling it out to your entire community. Again, breath in, filling up those lower lobes of the lungs. And as you exhale, sending out that peace and love out to your whole community, province, state, worldwide. Again, we'll deep breath in, filling up love energy, peace energy, healing into the body. And on that exhale, sending it out to all of those around you, close by and further out away. And we'll just do 2 more deep breaths here. So again, inhale, filling that love, peace, and healing into your body. And on that exhale, sending it out to yourself and those around you. And then 1 more deep breath in. And exhale, sending out that love, peace, and healing around you. So we'll do 1 more breath in. And on this exhale, just closing out the breath exercise. So we're finished with that breathing exercise as well. Tonight, just giving you a quick rundown of each of those breathing exercises. Some of them are definitely more used for times of anxiety, times of stress. Some are more used to give you that power positioning, that confidence, focusing on all the wonderful things that you have been through with the 3 wins breath and the gratitude breath. Just really taking that time to know that you have those inner tools to focus on healing your body, calming your mind, taking out that tension. Sometimes even when we're doing exercise programs, we can get in the habit of taking tension in a certain body part and then maybe thinking that a certain exercise isn't good for our body, when sometimes we just need to modify a little bit or take it down a notch or change the positioning or work with the breath so that we can make sure we're breathing deeply and not holding our breath and causing that extra tension. So it's something that I invite you to play around with the breath while you need it for exertion. So whether you're heavy lifting or doing, exercising, whether it's doing weightlifting or hits as you're running, even just giving yourself extra, just the whole oxygenation with when you're running. So playing around with different breath patterns, and then of course using that forced out breath to help really give you that power can really help if you have back issues, because it'll give you that internal stability. So that is wonderful to rely on, especially if you've had past back issues, as I have back in my early 20s. That was, as I said, the reason I had gotten into Pilates. So again, if you have any questions about Pilates, if you want any further explanation on any of these breathing exercises, by all means reach out to me. I can be reached by email, lisa@inbalancepilates.ca, or you can definitely friend request me here on Facebook, Lisa Khera. I will link up that free meditation so that you have that, and I'll pop the PDF in here as well. And inside the PDF, there is also a video explaining these exercises as well. So you've got a couple different ways there. So thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Circle back, say hi if you're watching the replay. I would love to connect and say hello. And as I said, I hope some of these have given you a bit of that inner calm, because sometimes just, when we go through our day and we're constantly feeling that chaos, finding ways to get that internal calm are so beneficial, right? Finding ways to turn up that confidence, turn up that calm, support the body, support the muscles, support your joints. It makes such a huge difference. And I find right now, there's so many people that are either have faced burnout, or sometimes they're feeling like they're right on the brink of those burnout feelings. So being able to just sink into that internal trust that you've got this, and you have people supporting you, and you always have people that you can turn to and ask for help and ask for support. So never feel alone. Always reach out if you have any questions or need any extra help. So thank you again to Stephanie for having me. I've absolutely loved my time here tonight, and I look forward to speaking with you all soon. Bye.